Hello, everyone. It's Friday. That means it's Yes Friday. And here we have the Yes album. And of course, we're going to do Yours Is No Disgrace because you saw that on the thumbnail. Now, prepare yourself for Richard's memories, all our yesterdays, whatever you want to say. I'm really sorry, but this album is a touchstone. It is a key ingredient of my life, and I love it to bits. And we've already done some songs from it, of course. We've done Perpetual Change, and we've done I've Seen All Good People, which, strangely enough, has hardly received any views. So please go back through the Yes playlist and on the channel and watch I've Seen All Good People. It really deserves a lot more. Enough of the plug. We're going to go straight into Yours Is No Disgrace, and we'll talk about it afterwards, probably in a fair amount of detail. I'm so sorry. I do love getting things off my chest about all these wonderful Yes songs, and this is no exception. The Yes album was released on the 19th of February 1971, went up to number 4 in the UK charts, number 40 in the States. This, of course, is track 1, side 1. This album was my introduction to Yes.
day of morning came, a smile upon your face. Caesar's palace, morning glory, silly human race. On a sailing ship to nowhere, leaving any place. If the summer changed to winter, yours is no disgrace. Yours is no disgrace. Yours is no disgrace.
I almost forgot about the clap or clap. There's a huge controversy over whether it's clap or the clap. I'm pretty sure Steve introduces it as the clap. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about Yours Is No Disgrace. Yes, well, that was the 2023 remaster, and I must stop doing or playing remasters on the channel, or I must check them all out really closely beforehand. Otherwise, I'll sound like somebody who moans about it all the time. As the track moved on, everything was separated so much that I felt that some of the power had gone from the music there. Um, and I'm sorry if I'm moaning straight away on one of my most favourite tracks of all time. But I kind of wish I hadn't played the 2023 remaster there, and I'd just played the original master. Who did the 2023 remaster? I have no idea. Perhaps you can let me know in the comments. Um, it's still a magnificent piece of music, and a few takeaways from that just popped into my head was that I thought Tony Kaye didn't like playing the Moog because that's just highlighted for me how much Moog there is on that particular song. um, it doesn't serve the narrative of Tony was kicked out because he hates playing the Moog, or maybe he did hate playing the Moog, and they just wanted to bring Rick in. I'm not sure. Band politics can be strange, can't they? Chris's walking bass is um, well, it's a standout, and it seems like everybody on the reaction channels when they hear Yours Is No Disgrace, it's the walking bass that really grabs them. But then, of course, you just listen to the power from that Rickenbacker, and his timing with Bill is quite superb. They didn't always see eye to eye by the sounds of it, but certainly musically they were so in sync. Um, yeah, I did say at the beginning I was gonna do a bit of reminiscing, and I really can't help it. But this is February 1971, and I did a little bit of background check to see who was in the album charts in the UK at this particular time. So at the end of the week of the Yes album's release, the Yes album had crashed into the chart at number 16. It was the highest new entry. And the story goes that there was a postal strike on at the time, and the record stores couldn't post in their sales figures to the chart compilers and the Melody Maker. So they just used a few selected stores, and Richard Branson's Virgin Record store was one of them. So Brian Lane went in and bought as many Yes albums as he could from that particular Virgin store that was recording their sales, and so it crashed them into the chart at number 16. However, within a month or so, that had the reality had materialized, and people were buying the album anyway. So that wasn't a falsified kind of position, and of course, it went up to number 4. Um, the top 20 UK albums of that week are really quite interesting, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to zip through them quite quickly. All Things Must Pass, George Harrison, number 1. Tumbleweed Connection, Elton John, number 2. Bridge Over Troubled Water, Simon and Garfunkel, 3. Andy Williams' Greatest Hits at 4. Zeppelin, 3. Motown Chartbusters, Volume 4. Elton John's debut album, so Elton had 2 albums in the chart that week. Pendulum by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Sweet Baby James, James Taylor, Stephen Stills' debut album, one of my favourites of all time, Deep Purple in rock, um, Paul Kantner and Jefferson Starship blows against the Empire. That really surprised me. I didn't think that would get in or would have been in the charts at all. It was number 12. ELP's debut, Abraxas Santana, Frank Sinatra's Greatest Hits Volume 2. There we are. The S album at 16, T-Rex at 17, Van Morrison, his band and street choir at 18. I don't remember that album. Air Conditioning by Curved Air at 19. Some prog there with Violin by Darrell Way. And the soundtrack of the Paint Your Wagon movie at 20 with old Lee Marvin singing Wandering Star or growling Wandering Star. What a selection! 10 British albums, 10 American albums, very interesting, 50-50. And prog from ELP, prog from Yes, prog from Curved Air. Any more prog? No, I don't think so. But some classic rock, of course, Deep Purple, Santana. Really interesting stuff. Don't you just love this cover? Now, I thought I had a groundbreaking story to tell you about the origin of the cover, but it's on Wikipedia. I didn't know it was on Wikipedia, and I was looking up for something else, and I saw it about the head-on car accident the band had the day before they were supposed to do this photo shoot. Hence, Tony Kaye's that's either bandage or possibly plaster. He broke his foot in this car accident, and they spent all night in the A&E or emergency room, as you say in the States, of the hospital, and were late for the photo shoot. The flash didn't work in the photo shoot. They were late for another thing that they had to do afterwards, and this was all on deadline day for the artwork. So the photographer taxied them back to his flat. Phil Franks, his name was, and he pushed them in the corner of his kitchen, found a dummy's head in a bin or somewhere outside, strung it up with fishing wire, and put infrared film into his camera, and did a 1,000-watt flash into the light bulb, and that was the photo that came out, or one of the series of photos that came out, and it was all on deadline day. And in those days, of course, it was maybe 2 albums a year. This was out in February 71, and Fragile was only about 8 months later, wasn't it? Towards the end of 71. Things are a little different nowadays. But of course, we've talked about this album before, and it's the one where Steve Howe makes his mark and introduces himself to the band, and things were never quite the same again. And it was goodbye to Tony for a while until 90125. And of course, the 80s and 90s, yes, are looming up on the horizon in the channel. And if you have any points of view on those albums at all, please put them in the comments below. Likewise, any comments on this classic. And yeah, go back and look at our playlist. We've got, nearly 20 Yes songs now. So if you've missed any of them, go back and check them out and enjoy them with me, please. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We get a video out every day, so there's always something new to check up on, and you'll get notified of that straight away, of course, if you subscribe. So please do so, and I really look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Have You Heard, which will be tomorrow. It's one every day. And don't forget, every Friday is a Yes Day. But until then, cheers everybody. Bye bye.